Hello Ultra Runner.
Hello Iron Man. Why are you wearing that ridiculous unitard?
It is not a unitard, it is a trisuit. It allows me to complete all 3 disciplines of triathlon without the need for temporary nudity.
Well, it looks like a unitard. And I can practically see your penis anyway.
Well, you look like a retard. Anyway, what are you wearing?
I am an ultra runner. All of my clothes come from TK Maxx. This suit zips off into shorts and t-shirt with enough storage space for 3 flapjacks.
Donuts more like. Anyway, is ultra running just for fat people who just can't run very fast, but have a very high tolerance for boredom?
Perhaps you are right about the boredom. I am still listening to you. I run ultra marathons because they are incredibly hard and rewarding, and I like to shit outdoors.
Well, Iron Man is much harder than an ultra marathon.
How do you work that one out? The finish rate for an Iron Man is close to 100%. Many ultra marathons have finish rates of less than 50%.
An Iron Man is harder because it is more difficult to make it to the start line. You need years of training in 3 different sports just to make it to the start. Not like you ultra runners and your pointless LDWA events, where you just turn up with a fiver and a flapjack, and spend 7 hours rolling around like pigs in the mud, and defecating in the woods. Any chump can do that.
Iron Man is harder to start because you need to be earning 6 figures just to be able to afford a stupid bike that weighs the same as my breakfast. I would prefer to not pay much so that when I have finished my long run I can go straight to the pub.
What's a pub? Anyway, it's not my fault you did not do well in school and are now poor and cannot afford to compete in triathlons. I have wanted to be a triathlete since I was 5. I spent years watching videos following the best cyclists in the world.
You spent your childhood looking at men's backsides. Your girlfriend must be so proud.
What's a girlfriend?
I like ultra running because it takes me to places I have never seen before. The mountains and deserts and forests all look beautiful, and I love running there and seeing the amazing views.
I too have cycled in some amazing locations, but never see anything because my head is down and my eyes are fixed on the ass of the cyclist in front, so do minimize wind resistance.
But what if the cyclist in front farts?
Triathletes do not fart. Farting is for cavemen and ultra runners, and anyway, farting raises the heart rate by 3 beats per minute and inflates the trisuit. Your sport is dominated by women and old men. Any sport where a woman competes with the men is not a proper sport. You should try ice skating.
In ultra running everyone is equal. We do not rely on expensive gadgets and ridiculous age categories like in triathlon.
Your sport is for losers. In my most recent triathlon I was ranked the 11th placed left-handed male aged 33 to 37 and a half who lives in the Thames Valley region. Next time I aim to break into the top 10. I'm awesome. What is that smell?
That is the wonderful aroma of an ultra runner. I ran 42 miles to the middle of nowhere and am now getting the train back home. I would normally use 2 wet wipes to wash myself down, but I used them up when I had a shit in the canal.
You are truly revolting. Why don't you have a shower?
What's a shower?
I shower and shave my legs every day to minimize the amount of drag I cause while cycling and swimming.
But what about the drag you are causing in this conversation?
What is your resting heart rate?
I don't know.
Well, mine is 37. This is incredibly low and marks me out as an elite athlete.
It is probably so low because your heart has stopped pumping blood to your brain since you let your satellite watch and training spreadsheet make all your decisions for you anyway.
My satellite watch is also a virtual trainer. It allows me to track my progress by displaying a little man on my watch who I compete against. He is my best friend.
When you have done an Iron Man, what do you do next?
I seek to find an even flatter and even more expensive Iron Man than before. I also get a tattoo of the Iron Man on my thigh so that I can remind myself with every pedal how awesome I am.
That sounds stupid. Why not do something harder or longer?
Because then the progress I would have made could not be recorded in graph format. I have a collection of over 2,000 graphs of my previous training sessions and want to be able to map my progress for years to come. Changing the distance would just ruin that.
Something to show the grandkids.
I will not have any grandkids. My sperm count is lower than my resting heart rate. Anyway, ultra runners just don't have the balls to get in the water.
I get wetter in some ultra marathons than you do in your swim, since you encase yourself in neoprene. And anyway, I don't have any balls. I cut them off because they were slowing me down running up hills. Have you ever run up a hill?
Yes, once when a shop at the top was selling pointy helmets at a 10% discount. I bought one for £200 and it reduced my 50k time trial time by 7 seconds.
£200 for 7 seconds. You could have spent the night with a hooker for that.
Anyway, my stop is approaching. I need to commence the unlocking of my bike from the storage area and am spending the weekend cycling. I will ride in excess of 200 miles in 2 days. It was great to meet you, you smelly ultra running donkey.
Great to meet you too. Enjoy the 2 days of ass pounding and the cycling too.